Alright, and welcome back to today's video. So I will review 12 stock that will have earning tomorrow. There's so many of them, so I just have to pick the one that well known and big caps, so we can see how it is, right? I'm checking to make sure that they are earning tomorrow, right? And look like we are good. All right, so now let's start with TMO, Thermo Fisher. Right, last time it was here, I predicted a jump to 470. It actually hit, but then pull back, and then slowly grind sideways up a little bit, then pull back, and then jump just recently. All right, so now we're gonna take a look and see what's going on with this stock. You can see short term and long term is actually oversold, and it had a bull flag here, so it jumped. Now what? So I'm thinking, because of its recent jump, let's see. Okay, so look like we actually have a big jump than normal. So if we take this and then, okay, so look like it jump up here, right? Most likely we'll have a pullback here. Okay, at about, let's say 540. Okay, so 540, I would say it will come back as around 60 to 65%, 30%. If the number coming really good, it's gonna jump again to 610 at only 35%. All right, so even though I expected a pullback, right, or even lower, it might even come down to at least 521. You know what? Let me put that instead of 521 or 522 actually. Yeah, the 522 or 610 will be the level, but I expect more of a pullback due to the bought condition and coming back to test this orange line, trend line, which is now the support before it was the resistance. Next we have T-Mobile. So last time it was here, I say, oh, maybe a bull flag will help it, but it did not. It's actually crashed. So it is when it broke down, way down, and test. Where did it test it? It came to test here. No, right here. And if we draw a line, it's actually testing over here as well. But if we look at the bigger picture, let's say in a year, it is actually still pretty high. However, during for the past couple weeks, past month, it's actually been selling short term and long term now coming to oversold. So it bounced here a little bit. Now let me zoom in a little bit and see. Well, this is kind of like cancel out. Let's see. It's a little bit hard to actually draw the trend line because it went down so much, and this was not a lot of movement except for the past couple weeks here. So if we draw it straight down like this, we are talking about maybe like this. We don't really have a lot to look at except for some. Okay, so let's say it's like this. Well, due to the selling, I expected a bounce to 27 at about, I would say 55-60%. And a pullback to probably here to 25 at about 45%. Not a lot of room right now, but looks like we will test the 27 line again. I mean to 25 green line again. So the number need to be good and the outlook need to be at least neutral. Otherwise, we will pull back. Boston Scientific, short-term overbought, long-term is coming back to off a little bit of oversold. So if I look at this way, we might come up. This slice actually could be the resistance now, and we have almost like a bear flag right here, but it does almost look like a W, where here we got a trend line. It look like short term is actually broke out. So what I'm expecting is a pullback here to test, would say about 97. So a pullback would be about 60%, 40% of a bounce to probably around 104. Okay. So for this year is kind of like neutral, but if we look long term, is actually pretty overbought and pretty high. So for now, pullback is more likely. Moody short term is a little bit oversold. Long term is also oversold. Short term trend Yep. So I'm thinking we might have a bounce to 513 at about 60%. But if the number is not good, we might see it coming down to at least 459 at about 40%. Okay. So 459, 460. Other than that, I don't see anything else. But seems like it is pulling back now. Bars clays. So short term oversold. Long term it's starting to come down. But you can see it's been bouncing a lot since last year. No, about a couple years back. For April is almost double and then pulling back, so which is healthy. Not much to worry about. If the number not good, we might see it come down to 17 at around, I would say, about 45 or even 50%. Okay, so if the number is actually good, it can jump back to 21. Okay, let's see if I draw trend line. So yeah, most likely it will come back into the channel. But we might come down even more if the number and the how you say it? If the expectation for next year is not neutral or negative, the outlook, it might drag it even lower. But it is still actually pretty high compared to a year, 2 years ago. So it might even pull back. But right now it's about 50-50. Hilton. Look like it is pretty high now, but it's actually been moving sideways for the past 4 months now. Short-term neutral, long-term oversold, but not much though if you look at the price. So for the short term, okay, so we got something like this, and something like this. So maybe I would say 45 to 50% we have a jump. The reason why is resistance, so a little bit lower, so only about 45%. Even though it's oversold, the 274, 275, 55% of a pullback. I would say about 248. So the number and outlook need to be decent. Otherwise, we have a pullback. Just a little bit more chance of a pullback than a bounce, but we will see. All right, Tesla will report after hours tomorrow, or some of you will be today. So I say from here, they most likely will pull back, bounce, and pulling back. Well, look like it pulled a little bit back only and then bounce again. So I was wrong with my prediction, even though the direction is similar. Okay, so for short term, we see something like this. It's been moving much higher than anticipated. Short term is a little bit, I would say, neutral. Long term overbought. So I expect a pullback. So about 60% of a pullback, probably down to here, 370. If the number and now look, it's not good, right? And because it's moved a lot already, so the move down or move up will be much higher. The percentage much higher. So I anticipate around like 15% move. If it's good, number coming much better and outlook much better, we might see it rise maybe up to maybe 504. Right, let me move back. Well, this might be 488. So maybe 504 as well, but 488. That is the last high. But it can be going up as high as 504. Otherwise, we might have a pullback. More chance of a pullback. Well, I'm seeing a bit of a bear flag right here. So we will see what it does tomorrow. I mean, during the after hours. SAP. Short term. It looked like it was breaking out from the channel. But short term. So let me change this to blue, because for short term it looked like this. Okay, so something like this. Long term is a little bit over, so short term is overbought. So I expect a pullback to probably around 227 at about 60%. 40% of a bounce, breakout and test. I would say 251, 252. So I expect a pullback, but number coming good and outlook is positive, it will jump. IBM, well, you can tell already, expected 269 is actually went lower and then went down further before recover the whole thing. So now, if I look at it, the trend is actually changed. It was like this, right? And now we are breaking below. Or maybe it should be something like this. Right? But this is more. So if we use that, then we have to use this as. So the trend is kind of like this, is over. So short-term, long-term overbought. So I would say, if though it's at the support, we might even go lower to 260. At about 55%, because here it might even bounce, but due to the overbought condition for long term, it might have a little bit more a chance for pullback. 295 would be a bounce at 45%. If the number just need to be decent and outlook is neutral, we will test this high. So we will see, but after it tested, I think it's gonna pull back here or even here. So so that is what I'm seeing for IBM. Lam Research, all right. So you can see from last earning, I expect a bounce, and it went up and up and up, just like SanDisk and other semiconductor company. So right now, short term is neutral, long term overbought. So I do expect a pullback. Maybe how about close this gap at 122 at 60%. 40%, you're gonna go higher, maybe 160. Because I think right now it is at all-time high. Let me double check. Yep, it is. So sky the limit if the number coming good, right? But if not, we will come back to 122 to test. O'Reilly, pulling back from recent high. Short term, we got something like this. So you can see it's actually came back to test this already and then pulling back. So that means the bear flag is playing out and more chance of a pullback, even more lower. If the number coming better, we might see 105, oops, 105 at about only 40%. 60% of pullback to 96 to test this this previous low and high right here. All right. The last one will be Las Vegas Sand. There were a lot of company, but I haven't checked LVS for a long time, so I want to check it today. Last April 30, so it's basically double, but in a way it's only coming back to the previous high. And since we are pulling back short term, it look like we might pull back more. Maybe as low as 44 to close this gap. So 44 or as low as 42 at about 60%. 40%, if number coming actually pretty good, we might see it bounce to 55. And I think that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. If you want me to review any stock, just drop in the comment. Alright, see you in the next video.